Do other people fear you? Some men have a presence so strong they intimidate without even trying. I'm not talking about the guys who put on a fake alpha male act or talk a big game. No, this is something deeper, a quiet, controlled aura that makes others stand back. It's the kind of energy that doesn't need to shout to be heard. Here's the reality. Men who are truly intimidating never think about being intimidating. In fact, they're often surprised when others tell them they are so. As we go through these 8 signs, ask yourself, do any of these sound familiar? You might have a stronger presence than you realize. Number 1, eyes of conviction. The first sign you have a strong personality is in your eyes. A man's conviction is seen in his eyes, long before he ever speaks a word. This is why most guys carry the aura of a worm. They lack purpose and are drifting through life aimless and unsure. You can see the emptiness in their eyes. Think back to the pandemic during COVID. The pressure was on, fear was everywhere, and NPCs lined up to follow orders without question. But some men stood out, those who refused to follow blindly. If you looked closely, you'd see it. Their eyes held something different, while 99% of people lined up for triple boosters without a second thought. These men held their ground. They weren't swayed by pressure. They had conviction in their eyes, a strength that went beyond muscle, beyond words you see. It doesn't matter if a man weighs 300 pounds of pure muscle if he lacks conviction in his eyes. His presence is weak. This is why fake alpha male fail to command respect. They pump up their chest and try to intimidate others with invisible lat syndrome. Pathetic real presence is internal, a quiet fire in your eyes that tells everyone you're rooted in purpose and unyielding. It's not a front. It's conviction that can't be imitated. Now, this kind of conviction, it's scary to people because it means you can't be shaken from your path, not by anyone, not even by the devil himself. There is a quote that goes, "The devil loves a man with no direction, for he'll follow any road that comes his way. But the man with conviction is a hard man to sway. He's a threat to the devil himself, and it's real." Once you've found your purpose, your eyes say everything. People see it and instinctively know they can't shake. Number 2, reading people. Can you read people? The most powerful men possess a rare weapon, the ability to read others. You see, anyone can talk a bunch of crap. It's easy to SP out words that others want to hear. But reading people is about decoding their silence as much as their words. It's about seeing true intent, spotting motives, deception, and agendas that most people overlook. When you can read people, they feel it, and it rattles them. You see, psychopaths, sociopaths, manipulators, liars, and narcissists all depend on secrecy and control. But when they sense you're onto them, their power fades. You become a threat. The one person they can't fool. This skill doesn't just make you aware, it makes you dangerous. It's the reason why high-ranking military leaders are trained to master it. Now, I've studied this for years and might create a full guide on it soon, so you can read a man with a single look. But for now, just remember, your ability to read others makes even the biggest psychopaths tremble. Number 3, battle scars. The third sign of a strong and intimidating personality, all your battle scars. If you've been through a lot in life, you carry those scars with you. They're part of who you are. They make you seasoned, and it's not something people who grew up in comfort can relate to. Imagine you grew up in a rough neighborhood, seeing violence firsthand, maybe even getting your own hands dirty in fight. Your energy will be completely different from someone who has never experienced struggle or conflict, even if you're at peace now. The presence of those battle scars let lal or metaphorical remains with you, and if things were to go sideways, you would be ready for the smoke, because you've already seen the worst life can throw at you. That's a power most can't match. Number 4, comfortable with silence. Most guys are babbling fools. They're so uncomfortable with silence that they scramble for small talk, desperate to fill the gaps. They think silence is awkward, but in reality it's a sign of strength and presence. You see, a man who is comfortable with silence isn't afraid to just be. He doesn't need to speak to validate his existence or fill the air with meaningless chatter. His presence is enough, and that is what makes him intimidating. While others drown in their own noise, he stands calm and composed, knowing that real power doesn't need to be constantly projected, and if he does decide to speak, it's minimal words and maximum impact. Number 5, walking with death. This sign is rare, but it's one that sets certain men apart. Some walk with death. These men aren't depressed or suicidal. They simply hold no fear of the end. They understand one brutal truth. Death is coming and running from. Doesn't change a thing. In fact, the only way to live fully is to walk with death. Even the Stoics lived by this. They called it memento mori, which translates into remember you will die. You see, most people are terrified of death. They cling to safety, afraid of what's inevitable. They can't even talk about it without flinching, much less face it head-on. But men who walk with death, they're different. Their cal under pressure isn't some forced act. It's the confidence of someone who has accepted what everyone else tries to avoid. They don't waste time on trivialities or get struck by fear. Walking with death gives you an edge. It's intimidating because it shows you're free of the one fear that controls most people. Now, atheists have the hardest time walking with death for them. Everything ends in dust, no purpose, no afterlife. Just nothing. But those who have faith, true faith in God, smile in the face of death, and that confidence is terrifying to anyone who hasn't made peace with their mortality. Number 6. Embracing discomfort. The man who puts himself through discomfort every day intimidates those around him. You see, most people are slowly suffocating in a comfort crisis. Soft, fragile, avoiding anything that challenges them, they seek comfort. But it's killing their spirit, and when they see someone stepping out of that comfort, it's confronting. It's the same reason fat guys often feel intimidated walking into the gym. They're surrounded by people getting after it, pushing limits they themselves avoid. But hear the truth. We are built for pressure. We're designed to thrive in extremes, not to sit back and let life pass us by. So when you choose discomfort, you're living the way you were meant to, full of power, full of life. We're not meant to be in perfect, regulated room temperature environments all the time. We're supposed to experience extreme cold and hot temperatures. And we're supposed to exert physical strain on our bodies. We're not meant to be sedentary. So when you get out of that comfort zone, it may not feel good initially, but everything grows. Your aurum, your testosterone. Your spirit, this is what separates those who stay weak from those who become far from weak. Number 7, unconcerned. The biggest or a killer is caring about what others think. The best men have zero regard for others' opinions. They don't care what women say, or how other men judge them. They may listen to genuine feedback, taking in what's useful and discarding the rest. But that's as far as it goes. While most people are constantly seeking validation online, posting crap on social media like a little girl, the unconcerned man couldn't care less. He doesn't act for others' approval. His purpose guides him, not others' opinion. This independence makes him stand out in a world consumed by external validation. Stay unconcerned, only you dictate your reality. Number 8. Mystery. The best men have an air of mystery around them. This doesn't mean you should act like the Sigma male dorks you see online. No, it means you don't overshare or make your life an open book. You leave people guessing. This unpredictability adds to your intimidating nature because you're not easily understood or figured out. People don't know where they stand with you, and that uncertainty keeps them on edge. It's not about playing games. It's about letting your presence speak for itself when you're a man of few words and even fewer personal details. Both men and women instinctively respect you more. These are the 8 signs of a strong, intimidating personality. Let me know if you recognize any of the 8 signs in your cell. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Until next time.